Hello, my name is Veronica Pipestem, and I am an enrolled member of the Oto-Missouri tribe, and am an Osage head right holder. I own Itsimivi LLC and serve as a tribal archival consultant to the Indigenized SNAC project. The Tribal Authority File project is an effort to import a complete list of federally recognized tribes into SNAC to create more accurate representation of tribal nations in SNAC. The Native American Boarding School Healing Coalition shared the Tribal Authority file they use in their digital archive, and this served as the basis for our efforts. This data set has undergone extensive editing for import into SNAC and includes features such as preferred and variant name entries, tribal government headquarters locations, and a brief overview of over 580 tribal nations. We utilize the OpenRefine SNAC plugin for batch import. As we were planning for the first layer import, the Indigenous Description Group made a list of requests to SNAC for changes, either to the SNAC fields or to the plugin. This process has assisted the SNAC governing bodies in making changes that resulted in editing fields so that they are more relevant to corporate body entities, as SNAC seemed more tailored to person and family entities. The first layer import was just that, a first iteration to get core minimal data into SNAC. Now that the ISO 6393 language type codes are now available in SNAC, there needs to be a second import that incorporates those codes. There is also a need to include the language script codes that coincide with the ISO 6393 language type fields for more robust documentation. The Indigenous Description Group may also consult with tribal nations and/or tribal governing bodies who have more complicated data structures to create more robust entries of the imported entries in SNAC, so that these entries inform how we structure other data sets about tribal nations moving forward. Another task for quality control that has been identified is to merge tribal nation names in SNAC to remove duplicates and to highlight the more authoritative tribal nation authority. Lastly, we are working with the SNAC Technical Infrastructure Working Group to document this entire process so that we can create procedures for anyone who wants to batch import using the OpenRefine plugin. Overall, this process has been mutually beneficial to Indigenized SNAC and SNAC governing bodies, as the discussion and changes that occurred have made improvements to SNAC as a whole.
So the data set, sorry, still getting things organized here, but the data set for this project presented a range of issues to address that are listed here. And these were things that we needed to address to get things over the finish line and into the public-facing side of SNAC. So the first is that we had a data set that was large enough that manually inputting records one by one would be really time-consuming. So prior to my joining the project, Veronica Pipestem and her team compiled thorough and extensive data, and the Native American Boarding School Healing Coalition shared the tribal authority file they use in their digital archive, and that served as the basis for this project. So this data set includes features such as preferred and variant name entries, tribal government headquarters locations, and a brief overview of 580 tribal nations. And Veronica has also noted that as they planned for the import, the Indigenous Description Group made a list of requests to SNAC for changes, either to the SNAC fields or to the OpenRefine plugin. And so this process has resulted in making data fields friendlier to description of corporate body entities, as the previous configuration seemed more tailored to person and family entries. So the next step was to arrange and standardize the data for it to be able to be ingested into SNAC. Without OpenRefine, this would involve an additional commitment of time and labor to make these edits. Three other issues that came up were retrieving titles for hundreds of online source citations, And some of the fact that not all of the previously cited sources were where they had been in terms of online access. And then we also had geographic coordinates for many of the communities in the data set, but the SNAC schema in OpenRefine in the OpenRefine plugin deals in place names, relying on coordinates stored elsewhere. And that's geo names, as we talked about earlier. So for the first two issues, OpenRefine provided a massive time saver in letting us both standardize data and then use the plugin to upload it. So really great advantage that the same program lets us standardize data and then upload it. So the first task was just OpenRefine being OpenRefine, and this was allowing us to split, combine, rearrange, and append information in each column, and to be able to perform mass edits for consistent formatting. So the screen capture here shows some of the data columns, at least the ones that fit on the screen, in OpenRefine after the edits of the data. And I know it's a very small print, but I hope it's visible. So then, before we could upload, we wanted to fill in some additional data. So first, we wanted titles to go with our online source citations. So again, having hundreds of these, any way to automate labor-intensive tasks was inviting. So here, once I had a Unix shell command to extract page title information, Stack Overflow is my friend. I used OpenRefine to compile the consistent information on the left side of the command into one column, the variable information, the site address in the second, and the consistent information on the right side of the command in a third, after which I used OpenRefine to merge the columns and use this output to run a script for what was in the title tags for each site. So there are surely more elegant ways of handling this, but it offered about a 75% solution, since some sites returned inconclusive information or refused the connection. It also helps to uncover dead links where sites had been reorganized, had changed ownership, or had simply gone offline. So this left us with a much smaller number of loose ends to address directly. We also had our set of coordinates that needed to be turned into place names. Here, the online utility Geocodio allowed us to reverse geocode the coordinates into place names. So it was far easier to verify Geocodio's work than to tackle the coordinates one by one. So with this information in place, we were ready to upload with the SNAC OpenRefine plugin. And we first did this to the SNAC dev platform just to see how it would go. But we first needed to tell the plugin how to handle the data using the SNAC schema to drag and drop labels to match values SNAC understands against what we had locally. As you can see, not all of them had a match, but the good news here is that you can match the relevant columns and not worry about the exact column order as you would with a CSV file. So to recap, we used OpenRefine first to normalize our data and streamline labor-intensive tasks so that the remaining last-mile edits requiring investigation were far fewer in number, such as cleaning up the citations and finding alternative links. And so when we were ready to upload, we matched our columns with the data fields in the SNAC schema. We did our test run in SNAC dev, and after consulting with our stakeholders at NABS, we uploaded the data set to snaccooperative.org. So these are now publicly available in the publicly facing site. And so for archival authority records, just like finding aids, there's always more work to be done. And the data gets better as people interact with it and offer context and corrections. So we look forward to further enhancing these records now that they're available in the SNAC system. And the insights from this project are broadly transferable to future ones. So with that, are there questions about that process? And that was just a very very fast flyover of a multi-month undertaking.
It's an amazing achievement, Maristella, and everyone. I'll speak for everyone in the cooperative. The great thanks we give to you and to Veronica for your leadership on this amazing task. And as Maristella said, all of the NABS names are now available for view and edit if you are a trained SNAC editor at snaccooperative.org.
Yeah, and again, big thanks to Diana, Veronica, Ugoma, Ia for their role, and many others in getting the data to this point.
I'll add shout out to Kadira Locke as well, who
Yes.
joined us and did extra data cleaning for us. So amazing. And Fallon Carey at NABS, huge thanks to that group for being generous with thinking through the data and what we could do. It's yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Look out for editathons on tribal nation names coming your way.
Well, we're at 2:45, so I want to give everybody their 15-minute break. But Diana, Mike Poston has joined us, so
Yeah.
would you like to introduce?
Yeah, we'd love Mike for you to have a chance to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I've actually been here since the beginning, but I do enjoy hiding in the background, and I guess that applies to Zoom conferences as well. So Diana already introduced me, but just to remind you, I'm Mike Poston. I'm a computer programmer and have a background that includes digital humanities and library science. Previously, I spent many, many years at the Folger Shakespeare Library working on a variety of projects, but now I'm here, and I'm very excited to be here to meet you all and to join the team and to get started on this wonderful project.
Welcome, Mike.
Yes, welcome. There may be questions for Maristella, but I will, everybody, if you have questions, feel free to add them and we will start off at 3 o'clock with those questions if there are any. But I want to give everybody their break and we'll see everybody back at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording.